Everyone, welcome to today's call. We've got someone really special for you today. Her name's Djemilah, and she's joined us all the way from Texas. And we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of marketing related stuff. But specifically, we're going to be talking about generating traffic with Giphies. So with that said, good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are, Djemilah.
Midday.
Midday, yes.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for joining the call. Before we begin, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah, thank you so much, Dan, for having me on. I really appreciate that. Well, my name is Djemilah Birney. I'm a creative marketer and PR consultant. I'm the founder of Becoming the Big Me and author. I just released my now best-selling book with my mentor, Sharon Lechter. Super excited about that. And I'm really excited to share with you guys about the power of Giphy and a kind of unconventional marketing tactic that I stumbled across and was able to use to help market this book and get hundreds of thousands of eyeballs on it for free. So I'm super excited to be here and talk about this because it's something that I don't really hear anyone talking about. And I'm just like so excited about the power behind this technology.
Wow, I'm super excited as well. Can you show us the book? You're welcome to plug it.
Oh yeah, so it's Becoming the Big Me, The Great Conquest. And it is a collection of empowering stories. I shared my own story of overcoming addiction, teen pregnancy, and homelessness, and how I was able to build up from that, as well as stories of other people that I've come across on my journey who just exemplify what I believe it means to become the big me, which is to step into your greatest potential each and every day. And it's super amazing how that book came about. I got to have Sharon Lechter, the co-author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, take part in this project. And she really had a massive influence on me through her work with the Rich Dad Poor Dad empire, you know, when I was first starting my business a decade ago. So it's just so incredibly, it's such an exciting whole thing going on. And if you want to learn about that, you can just Google Becoming the Big Me, The Great Conquest, and you can check us out and read all about us. We also added a special section on the podcast where I interviewed each of the contributors. So you're able to experience the emotions in a deeper level and hear them actually tell their stories as well.
Nice one, love it. I want to buy one actually, so put me down for that.
Yeah, I gotta get you on. I gotta get you on.
Hey, so I'm gonna actually share a screen. I'm gonna put your book name on there. So just bear with me. We'll make some notes as well. Here we are. So it's called, what was the name of the book?
Becoming the Big Me, The Great Conquest. Becoming
the Big Me, The Great Conquest. So what, is it on Amazon?
It is, yes.
Okay, which format? Like, is it Kindle or?
It is in Kindle and it is in paperback as well. And then we are working. This is just released, so we are still working on getting some more expanded distribution to be available across other platforms, as well as get you a hardcover availability as well.
Nice one. No, I'm a bit of a Kindle boy myself. So if it's on Kindle, I'm happy. I'm a happy bunny.
I haven't been able to get into the Kindle thing yet. I like flipping the pages.
Ah, yes, yes. Okay, so Becoming the Big Me, The Great Conquest. I'm definitely going to buy that. And so let's talk a bit about let's talk about how you marketed this book using Giphies or any other formats. I mean, Giphies is very unusual, but you know, maybe we can sort of like see how we go, but maybe we can extend the agenda to not just Giphies, but how do you market a book? Because a lot of people, they look at authors and they think, oh yeah, they just have a good idea and they you know, just the sales just fall into their lap. But actually, we all start with nothing, right? We start with zero and no one really cares about us. And we kind of face an indifferent, we face an indifferent world, right? So it is a big deal to get interest in a book or a podcast or any other form of digital creativity. So yeah, tell us a story then, Djemilah.
Yeah, so it's such an incredible story. Thank you for asking. I love sharing it because it's a project that really means a lot to me. And I do feel like that is one of the reasons why the book has been such a success, is because it's something that I really, really care about. I've been wanting to be an author, get my work to the world for a long time. And before the pandemic, I was working in marketing with a company that I was a partner with, but I wasn't super fulfilled with everything that I was doing. And the pandemic created a shift for me, which I know it created a shift for a whole lot of people, because I was mostly doing marketing for brick and mortar companies, and they all shut down. And during that time, I decided to make a shift into following my heart and my mission, which is becoming the big me, and use my marketing skills that I have been using to elevate and uplift other people for so long, and actually use them towards something that I am passionate about. So I do believe with anything marketing, when you have a real passion behind it, that is going to help elevate your organic reach and your organic eyeballs, because people are going to be able to feel that through the content that you're producing and through what you're putting out there. I began the journey of learning how to self-publish last year in November of 2020, and I released a children's book, which was a poem that I had written for my daughter. And I started to do kind of like figure out the publishing process and push for sales, but I didn't think I could get like a bestseller. I didn't really think that was possible without going through like a publishing company or, going through the traditional path. However, we ended up being able to hit that book as a bestseller. And I do believe that was also because of the timing. Everyone was buying it for Christmas presents. So the people that were buying it were buying 3, 4 at a time. So if you do want to put a book out, I do suggest thinking about the timing that you are releasing the book. Again, with this book, we just released it in time again, where people can buy it in 3, 4 at a time because they're buying it for gifts for Christmas. And that's one way that you can start pre-planning your marketing, is just thinking about the timing of when you want to release it, and building the buzz. For this book, we really wanted to push for the bestseller, and we wanted to push for being able to keep a sustained ranking in the bestseller category. With my kids' book, I was able to hit the bestseller status, but only for a couple days, because I didn't put a lot of planning into my marketing beforehand. I really threw it together last minute. You want to start building the buzz way before your book comes out. I actually started building the buzz subconsciously in my audience in March of 2021, when I launched my podcast, the Becoming the Big Me podcast. And the first person that I interviewed on that podcast was Sharon Lechter. At the time, I didn't actually know that she was going to be someone that I was going to be featuring in the book, but it just happened to align that way, so that I was building that audience for this book subconsciously. They didn't even know there was a book in process yet, or anything was happening with the book that whole time. And then using your long-term media to push your content across platforms. And that's when I discovered Giphy, is when I was repurposing my podcast content, when I was repurposing my long-term media content, and figuring out, okay, how can I squeeze the most juice out of my time and effort that I already put into this thing? And one thing that is crazy popular right now on social media is all of the stories, all of the TikToks, all of the like reels, all of those things. Well, what is something that you can add on to all of those things? Well, you can add stickers, you can add GIFs, you can add these different things onto these other pieces of content that the platforms are already pushing organically, because they're competing for eyeballs right now so heavily on the short-term media content.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to go like to the source where I could spread wide for minimum effort. And I just started repurposing my videos whenever I would like make a video and share it for like anything. If I made any kind of face, you know, or anything during the video, I could just literally take that 2-second clip and make it into a GIF and relate it to who it is that I want, who is the audience that I want to capture. When you're thinking about GIFs, you want to think about who is the audience that you want to capture, the subcategories of your niches, because there's so few creators on Giphy that you can very, very easily take over complete niche keywords. Anytime people are looking for, you know, spirituality or author content, you're gonna end up finding you're gonna find my face, you're gonna see my face, and I'm gonna start building a subconscious imprint on you. You don't know it yet until I come and hit you with maybe an ad or something later, but it's building that trust with your audience through those impressions. The other thing is you can add your source URL for your website. So all my GIFs are linked. If you click on my GIF, you click on it and then it'll show my website. And so you can click right through to my website. And that's something that I feel like most marketers are missing and they don't actually understand, is the power of SEO with Giphies. Like, yeah, okay, there's the social media stuff, which everyone likes to think is, okay, that's the younger crowd, the social media stuff. Yeah, we get that. But then we're also building the long term. We're actually building a long-term traffic source as well. If you Google Djemilah, you go to the videos tab, I have completely saturated that tab, and you have to go like 3 deep to start seeing my GIFs, but they actually are showing up on, but that's because my other content's ranking more, which is good, but they're actually showing up in these different search platforms. So now you're getting traffic from TikTok, from Facebook, from Messenger, IG stories, Snapchat, WhatsApp, all of these different platforms, and you're only really putting your content on one platform. Now, I put my content on all those platforms too, but in essence, you can start siphoning traffic from all these platforms before putting effort into those platforms.
Okay. Can I'm going to do a little search on you then. I hope you don't mind, because I'm
Go for it.
I'm putting you on the spot. But yeah, so no, because I'm just curious to see like what are the, like, how, you know, the people watching this, they would want to know, how can we do the same? So I'm going to bring it from the abstract onto the actual, you know, sort of reality. So so that people can actually see. Let's see, the Djemilah, Djemilah and Bernie, yeah. Okay, let's go. Nice one. So which one should I look at? LinkedIn, or I know what you mean.
Go to the videos tab on, so I saturate pretty much all of the tabs, but you could go to the videos tab and you can, I haven't looked in the UK, so we'll actually see what this looks like. So the YouTube videos are gonna rank first.
Yeah.
And then there's GIFs ranking on there as
that's
well.
a GIF, yeah.
Mhm.
That's one of the GIFs, because that's 3 seconds. So
Exactly.
yeah, loads and loads of GIFs here. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so this one here. Okay, so this is you.
So this is actually on Tenor, and this is when I was very first experimenting with getting GIFs, and I only have a couple on here, and they're not like as high quality, but they're the oldest, so they rank the highest. And now I actually create them all on Giphy, straight on Giphy. So Tenor, you can just, anyone can make a platform on there, anyone can get their GIFs searchable. Giphy, you actually have to apply and get your GIFs searchable, but the Giphy, like, you have more power in Giphy itself, the platform, if you're making your GIFs in Giphy. And I didn't know that when I was first starting, but that's something that I learned as I was
This is
doing
you?
it. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Wow, that's really catchy, actually. I can see that. Wow, that
Yeah,
looks
and so then it has my website right there. It has my, you know, my other channels. And that's something like, so it's really simple actually to get your account approved on Giphy. Sometimes people get maybe scared off by the fact that they have to apply for the account. Well, don't allow that to scare you off. As long as you have if you have a brand or any kind of business and you have a business website, then you can apply, and the application's very, very simple to walk through.
wow, that's amazing, actually. Some of these are really like, you know, they're really kind of attention grabbing, aren't they? So I guess it is, as you say, kind of the model that you would have in TikTok, or, you know, kind of very short little clips, and then you post them onto Giphy, and you do some SEO, right? So that's pretty much the model. So if I was to click on, say, this one, and can I click on it from? No, well, it's got your name there. It's got your.
You could
website
click
there.
down on the corner from the source.
Hey, look at this, 25,000 views. That's insane. 29,502 views on this one Giphy. That's really, really good. And they show
Yeah, so on the books content, we have some GIFs that are stickers. Actually, these ones are GIFs, and then there's also like stickers that have the clear background. And if you're making a story on Facebook, you can search for The Great Conquest, or you can even search for best-selling book, and our book will show up, and you can add a sticker of our book on there, and that sticker has almost 100,000 views alone, just a sticker of our book. And this is something else that is something to consider if you're thinking about adding your content onto Giphy. It's a great community builder. It allows you to have your audience be able to share your content so easily. People are getting lazier and lazier and lazier by the day. The easier that you can make your stuff for people to share, the more likely that they're going to share it. So if you want to do any kind of giveaway, or you want to do any kind of promotional thing like we did for the book, we created, you know, I probably created 100 GIFs, or not 100, but a lot of GIFs for the book, and pushing that content. And we did different promotions around that. So if people are using that GIF, then they show us that they're using it, and they can enter to, you know, get a book or something of that nature. So you can really use it to help get other people to share your brand and mission with ease.
Wow. So how does one create a GIF? So if I was to kind of break it down into, you know, if I wanted to start a book or whatever, my e-com website or whatever, so are they from the phone? Like, are they videos that you take on the phone?
So you can actually do both. You can do it both via the computer and via your phone. I do it both ways. It just depends on what my intention is. When I have, you know, some extra time and I'm bored, like sitting waiting in line for something, I'll do it on my phone, and I'll just take some phone video content that I've already shared somewhere, and I'll just repurpose it. I'll find places where I'm making a weird face, I'll add some effects, and then I'll just repurpose that content. When I'm doing campaigns, I like to do more stickers. When I'm doing stickers, I tend to lean more towards doing that on the computer, just of the editing tools in the actual GIF platform are different on the computer than they are on mobile. So you just have to kind of start playing, like it's one of those things where you really have to start playing around with it. I would say this, you can easily just start on your phone by repurposing content. That's what I did. Whenever I'm starting a new platform that I can repurpose content on, I always start at the very, very simplest way that I can and see if it sticks, see if it's working. And if it starts working, then I'm going to invest time and effort into, you know, making specific content for that platform. But if you're just starting out, I would say go to giphy.com and apply for a brand account. Well, first, actually, no, you have to make 4 GIFs, I believe, before you can apply to put them in your like queue so they can kind of see what kind of content you're going to make. So just find a video. If you have put a video on Facebook or put a video on YouTube, find a video that you can just chop up into 4 captions and start simple with something like, hey, or one of the first ones I did was just yay, and it has millions of views. So start with just like the simple things, and then you can start getting more specific as you start to learn the platform more and as you start to want to take over keywords. But to begin with, yeah, just start playing around with it. Download Giphy on your phone in the App Store, and see the editing tools. It's very, very easy. Just put any video in there, boom. And then after you get those in, go onto the website and apply for a branded account. Make sure that you have a website for your brand or your business, and an email address that is attached to that website. And the form is really, I think it's only 5 questions long, but those are 2 things that you do need for that. And then go to town and start playing around. And if it starts taking off and you want to start investing more time into the platform, you see the long-term benefits with search, then I would say do stickers. And a great place to start playing around with stickers is on Canva, because you can just remove the background from images. And once you have that transparent image, you can just upload it into the sticker generator in Giphy.
Okay, so what does stickers mean? Like make stickers and
let me see if you'll be able to see my phone.
or I could just
So if you, I don't know if you can see this at all, but that's all our book. If you're on making a story or a TikTok or a post, and you search for best-selling author, all of these different stickers with our book will show up.
One second, Djemilah, I'm gonna stop share. So that's it. Now it's much bigger now. Show us.
Okay. Let's see. Well, I selected. I gotta do it again.
Yeah.
So if you're creating a story, there's a sticker like section, and you can search in the GIFs.
Okay. Or I could probably just do a search on Google, couldn't I? And see.
You can as well. But if you actually want to like use it, like apply it to your social media.
Yeah, I can. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's cute.
And then you can add it. So here's like a little GIF with my phone screen is dirty.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's all right. Oh, okay. Wow, that's so cool.
It's a little Kindle with the book bouncing. You just, add that onto your content. Your people can add it onto their content if they're sharing like, hey, I'm reading this, and then they can put the book on there. And it's just a fun way to engage people, while also, so it's like kind of a cross of generations here. We can engage the younger generation with the short-term media, the social media, and that content, and we can still build our long-term authority via Google and traditional SEO and search.
Nice. So let me share my screen again. I'm just going to write some notes. So this thing about the stickers, so is that still in Giphy?
Yes, it's all in Giphy.
Okay, so if I go to giphy.com, I think I've got an account somewhere, and I can, so I'm going to log in. If I can find myself. If not, then I'll actually, I probably don't need to log in for that. Let me just go into there. Okay, and then I can create, right? So probably in a create, right, here we go. Right, gotcha there. Okay, so I can do a GIF. choose a file, and then it's going to GIF it. And then there's a kind of a limit to how long that can be, right? It's kind of about maybe 10 seconds or something, I think. Okay, so look at that. You can actually put in any JPEG, PNG, GIF, MP4, MOV file. Okay. And then you can do a sticker from a JPEG or a PNG. Right. Okay. Now I understand. So you just get you just get a picture of yourself or the book or whatever like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I was to choose a file, let's see. Oh, here we go. That's the little banner that we did. I'll put that in there actually. Oh no, I gotta log in. Okay, let's leave it for now. But I understand now. Okay, good, nice one. And so these are generating traffic for you as well. The stickers, like that kind of thing. So these are GIFs, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the stickers and the GIFs are all generating traffic. And as of now, we're at almost 85 million views.
Wow.
Which it's just like started to go exponentially. At first that's how everything goes. At first, the first month, it was like, okay, we almost to 1 million, which still is like massive growth. And then just the past 2 months, it's like every time I look, it's just millions more.
Wow, that's insane. And so do you leave it? So this is a sticker, right? These are stickers.
Yes.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
and they're super cute. So do you just post them inside Giphy itself, or do you post it outside of the platform?
Yeah, so I post it. I mean, in Giphy, I create them in Giphy, but then I use my GIFs. I pay attention to when I'm on my Facebook feed or doing my social media stuff. What are the most common things that I'm replying to other people's posts? What are the most common things that I'm saying? And I start to take note of that. And then I just kind of keep a list on my phone or something. And then I'll spend 10 minutes and I'll just go through and I'll just make a GIF for each of those common phrases that I'm already using. And now I'm also able to show up even more authentically on the internet, because now when I'm responding to people in GIFs, which is a very, very common way to engage with other humans on the internet these days, now I'm actually engaging as myself, and I'm continuing to even further that relationship. They're seeing my face again.
Oh, okay. So you can actually, rather than go for the stock GIFs like what most people do, which is they all choose the same one from Tenor, the same pictures. You create your own GIFs.
Mm-hmm.
So you bring it. It's very customizable when you comment on posts or when you answer or whatever. I get it. Okay, and if they're good, they might go a little bit viral, or maybe people might. I mean, somehow, to get to 85 million, it's got to be more than just commenting, right? There's got to be a level of virality to it. So I guess,
yeah, so it's paying attention. I mean, when you're taking note of how you're responding, you're also taking note of how other people are responding, and not how people are responding is the GIFs that are going to show up. A lot of times GIFs will even start automatically showing up as you're typing, and you didn't even necessarily want a GIF, but now you saw one and now you're going to use it. So if I'm paying attention to the people in my audience and my niche and what they're responding to, I can now create GIFs that I know they're going to relate to. So as they are continuing to respond the same way they normally are, now I get to get in front of them.
Nice one. No, I love it. That's really original. So you do two things. You make stickers. So, and then what you do is traffic comes from number one is the Giphy platform, right? So that's your kind of organic, and then commenting, or sort of what do we say? Just use your own GIFs, using on GIFs on social, which is basically commenting, engaging, etc. Or whatever other forms there are to be kind of interacting with people, so commenting, engaging, etc. And that because you got your own face in there, you got the URL or the name of the book or whatever. So suddenly that creates traffic and awareness as well, which is really amazing. And I guess for that you need to have your own brand. I mean, what a lot of the people watching this, I mean, a lot of the kind of, you know, the guys in the group. So we're like affiliate marketers, and it's all good and well selling different offers, because what we do is, you know, we build a list and then we sell to that list, but oftentimes we sell a different thing every week. What's interesting about what you do, it's a slightly different business model because you've built your own brand, you've built the book, you know, you have your blog and everything, so it's a slightly different kind of business model, but it's very effective, and I think it's a long term, and that's something I'd recommend to do anyway, independent of the affiliate marketing business.
Yeah, and I mean, this is something that is very that can be used across niches, and especially some of the smaller niches, because you're actually going to be able to infiltrate faster. You're going to be able to infiltrate that community faster. And even as an affiliate marketer, it's still important to build trust in who you are. When you're putting these offers out to other people, they want to know, okay, is this coming from someone that I trust? Because that's when they're going to, you know, trust your recommendation.
Yeah, absolutely. They buy into you, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's something I do, is when I look at a book, I'm thinking, am I going to be investing for the next 10 hours or 15 hours of my life? And is that person credible? Do I like them? Do they add value? And all that kind of thing. So 100% they need to buy into you before they buy your book. So yeah, definitely. Okay, before we continue, let me see if we got any questions. I don't think we do. If you guys have got any questions for Djemilah, let us know in the chat box. I can never see it on the screen, so I need to look at my phone for that. All right, good. So Giphies, and what is there anything else that you're doing with regards to the book? I mean, like, did you need to be building a community, for example, on Facebook or anything like that, or is it just enough for you to putting little bits of content everywhere that engaging, and then people discover you like this?
Yeah, so I really build my audience via my podcast. That's really where I get to know my audience, gets to know me more, and most of my content is pushing back towards towards the podcast. If you see any of my content and you see Becoming the Big Me, and then you go and you Google Becoming the Big Me, my podcast is going to show up. I've tried in the past, I've tried different methods of like having Facebook groups and having different, you know, there's different things, and they don't work for it. It doesn't work for my brain. So for me, always focusing on long form content, my email list, like that's really where people are going to get all of me and know all of the things that I'm doing, you know, locally and like just around, and then getting traffic, getting people to my podcast and onto that email list through spreading my wings wide, if you will.
Yeah, nice, love it. Good. All right. So listen, I mean, it's been absolutely inspiring. I mean, this is one of the perks that I get from hosting other people on the show, is the fact that I learn and really broaden my horizons. And just a bit of a takeaway that I want to say to anyone watching is, guys, just going back to what I was saying initially, is you kind of look at established people in the industry and you think they have it all, but actually we all start from the same place. We start as completely anonymous, like, you know, 99.9% of us start as completely anonymous, and it's up to us to be bringing the right sort of attitude of giving, of happiness, you know, to magnetize people to us. And, you know, what Djemilah has done here is basically put these, you know, kind of gifts and other things all driven to her, you know, her community. and it's just really, really inspiring. So do take action. And we've had some different sort of methods. We've had, for example, memes on the podcast, whatever. It doesn't really matter what you do, as long as you do something. Take action, come in with a good attitude, make contacts, connections, and you are going to succeed 100%. So, Djemilah, is there any other than the book? I mean, we obviously have the book here. If anyone wants to buy it, then they will know how to find it. I mean, did you kind of offer any coaching or anything like that, or is it all to do with the book at this moment in time? Or
yeah, so I do quite a lot of things. I do a lot of things locally here in Texas. I host a women's circle, and I also am a brand and media consultant. So I do PR. I can help you get featured in the press through my contact, through press releases and through my own personal Rolodex that I have built in the industry over the past decade. And that's really what I do. I help you show up. I help you show up wherever you want to show up, but specifically, I help you show up in Google search.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay, great. Google search is your kind of sweet spot. Love it. So
that's my sweet spot.
Yeah. So how do people get a hold of you then, Djemilah?
Well, I like to practice what I preach. So you can just Google me. You can put Djemilah, you can put Djemilah Burney, you could put Becoming the Big Me. You can Google any combination of the things that we've talked about here today, and you'll be able to find all kinds of things about me.
Nice one. Djemilah Burney. Okay, good. Or the book name, which is above, etc. Nice one. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Djemilah. Really inspiring stuff. You've been really generous with us, and all the best with the book. I'm going to go and check it out on Amazon.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Dan. Thank you so much for having me on.
My absolute pleasure. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.